doing just one rep using the belt is not going to do anything for a long, long time. I realized that yesterday when I did the set. And then I read the comments that you guys left me after yesterday's video, and a lot of you guys have basically said, pretty much a consensus on this, that my belt was too low and also too loose. It wasn't tight enough. And so today I thought, you know what, I'm going to start the session and do the whole session with the belt. And just trying to kind of like mess around with it and see what I can do with it. I'll put it up to a level where the bottom part of the belt is just over my belly button. So I can still touch my belly button basically with the belt on. Tightened it. Actually, I left it the same tension as yesterday. I figured that it's probably taking a thicker section of my midsection of my belly. So I thought I'll just leave it and see. And I quickly kind of learned that it was pinching me on the ribs on the side when I went down. It was kind of like pinching me, like my skin was folding up, like a small bit of skin was folding up on the side. And it was pinching me, and that was kind of off-putting, to be honest with you. And so then naturally you tend to move in a way to avoid the pinch. And so I don't think my focus was all there in terms of verticality and looking up. I was kind of almost expecting the pinch with every rep. So that's kind of annoying. That's kind of like really annoying. I worked up to 160 and then I lost my balance with it. I don't know why, but I did. Paused it at the bottom, went up, put 180 on. 180 moved all right, I guess, but still very uncomfortable with it. Like my ribs are catching onto it and it's pinching between the ribs and the belt. So not the hottest feeling about it. But, you know, it's the flavor of this training block that I'm doing a lot of things that don't feel the greatest. You know, the hack squats were filthy and they're still filthy. Don't enjoy them at all, but yet that brought me a lot of good. And so I figure, you know, I'm not going to be doing this every day. I don't want to do that. But I will throw in belts, you know, here and there. Maybe the day after, like doing core or something. I don't know. So I can like support the core a little bit. I don't know. I'm yet to kind of work out how I'm going to do this. But it's going to be kind of like what front squats are at the moment. You throw them in when you feel like you want to do front squats. Maybe I'll throw it in when I don't feel the strongest or something. I don't know. But the point is it's a tool, right? And I keep saying that to myself. It's a tool like anything else. And tools are great. You know, every tool has a job it can do. You're not going to be sweeping up the yard full of leaves with a hammer, are you? There's a tool for that. So it's kind of like that in weightlifting and training. You know, the belt has been used by freaking millions of people. And it's kind of like an overloading tool where you will be able to handle a little bit more weight when you get a little bit more accustomed to it and you know how to use it. You know, if you don't know how to use the tool, you're not going to go well with it. So I'm going to kind of use it. Maybe I can, you know, I thought to myself, maybe I can break the 220 barrier with it and give myself confidence mentally so I can break the barrier, you know, normally without the belt. But I keep thinking to myself, you know, I don't know if this is going to be a great benefit to me. Some people are saying like 5 to 10%. I'm not convinced. The only reason I say that is because, well, my posterior chain is the strong bit. I feel like my core is the strong bit. I tend to lean over and I tend to, you know, do everything in that position, the deadlift type of movement pattern. And so my core has gotten used to working and being strong. You know, right now my weakness, I feel, is the pushing. It's not actually the stability. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now. I could be wrong on this. But I'm getting a lot of benefit from the hack squats. And so I feel like if I just bring my legs up, then I'll be all right. I'm sort of identifying that that's the weakest link. Now, if you're somebody that's on the opposite of this and you are somebody that's got very strong legs, perhaps you've spent years in the leg press and you've gotten really, really strong quads, but yet your squat is really limited. Maybe you are struggling with the core because you haven't trained it as much as I have. And so maybe somebody like you will benefit immensely from a belt because you will stabilize that strength that you have in those legs. So I think there's going to be a great variation of people experiencing benefits with this. I don't know, like I will continue to use it, and I'll, here and there throw it in, but I keep thinking to myself, I wouldn't put my money on this, being this huge benefit to me. Sure, it can be a tool, but I don't think it's going to be like, oh my God, Ivan's squatting 230 or something like that. I don't think it's going to be like that. But I could be wrong. I'm not an expert in this, so I could be wrong, and I'll give it a shot, like I gave the hack squats a shot, for sure. But maybe the belt will soften up a little bit and stop freaking hurting me, pinching me in all sorts of different places and things. And I don't even know if I'm right, wearing the right stuff. Like, should I be wearing an NBA top? I don't see people wearing jumpers with the freaking belt over the top. That's for sure. I've seen some people wear no tops at all. I don't know how they cope with that. But I was in two minds whether I should pick up the Velcro belt, the weightlifting belt. That is much softer, and I don't think that will be pinching me at all. And it's very adaptable, whereas the other one, I need to unscrew a bunch of screws to move the tension. It's a lever belt. So maybe I'll experiment with that as well, throw it in. The reason I didn't use the weightlifting, the Ollie belt today is because, yesterday I just did one rep with this powerlifting belt, and I thought, that's not enough. Let me at least feel what it really feels like. And so that's kind of what the decision was around that. Got to 180 and that was it. And then because I'm back at work and it's busy and I don't want to waste an hour going back and forth from the gym, today is the leg day. It's supposed to be the hack squat day, but I'm not at the gym, so I just went along with the belt squat machine. From the first freaking set, I'm like, damn, this is so heavy, man. So freaking heavy. But I do feel like I'm a little bit better than the last time I did the belt squat machine. So I don't know what to do, like whether just to stay home for each of these sessions. Now, I've done hack squats. I looked it up. I've done it for about 3 weeks now, 3 weeks. And originally I was hoping to get 4 weeks, but, back with work and restrictions in life, I won't be able to do that. So maybe when this day falls on a day off, I'll go to gym and do hack squats. If it doesn't, then I'll just stay home and do this. Or maybe I should just always stay home for this day and do the belt squats and just do this for the next 3 weeks. The trouble with going back to the hack squats is going to be availability for me. It's going to be kind of hit and miss. And that's kind of the painful thing in all of this. It's really, really good to dedicate all this time to a certain lift, but what if you can't get to it? What if I can't get to the hack squats? That's kind of something that occurred to me. So maybe the belt squat is going to be something I'll have to focus until the next annual leave, which God knows, I think I'm booked in for January or February, something like that. So yeah, I don't know. It's going to be difficult for me to 100%, have this idea of conjugate type of training where I'm allocating 3 or 4 week blocks to a certain lift. If it's at home, fantastic. It's accessible. I can do it anytime I want. But if it's a piece of equipment that I don't have, then it's going to be hard. It's going to be really, really hard. All the other stuff that I'm doing for upper back and chest and whatever, all of that stuff I can do at home. Minus the machines and whatever, but I'm kind of very fluid with that. Like almost every other session I'm doing something different. Whereas with the lower body stuff, I decided to give like whole blocks to the hack squat machine. That was kind of the original idea. So, but still, the belt squats and hack squats are very similar in what they're trying to achieve. So as long as I just keep hammering away and I try to progress on them, maybe that's going to be okay as well. I was just hoping to have, like a long period of not doing one thing and then going back to it later on and, kind of almost resetting the body into more gains, because I've not done it for a while. If you're doing a whole bunch of things all at once, then I don't know if it's going to be too much confusion too soon. But the belt squats, man, I know with the first time I tried hack squats, it was very, very difficult for me. I did plate and a half. And then in a matter of a couple of weeks, I got up to 4 plates for a set of 5. So my body acclimatized really quickly. Maybe that's going to happen with belt squats as well. But belt squats are so unforgiving, man. Like there's no, like, in hack squats, you can use your lower back a little bit. I was getting a lower back pump. So that's telling me that maybe there's a bit more stuff going on with the hack squats. With the belt squats, all in the freaking, it's so freaking isolated to the legs. It's brutal. But you'll have your hands. So maybe the hands are going to serve like the lower back serves in the hack squat. So the hands are the lower back. In hack squats, the hands are going to be that in the belt squats. But the belt squat, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's very hard to say what's going to be more beneficial. Belt squats feel very, very specific. Feel very, very specific. And my gut feeling is that this is going to be more of a carryover. But regardless of that, I'm not going to be deciding to do something or not because of the carryover. I just want to improve on something that I suck at. I suck at hacks. I suck at belt squats. So just do them. Do them and try and get to, some sort of improvement level. Because when I do that, then I'm pretty certain that I've moved the needle somewhat. And I feel like these exercises are moving the needle for me. I just have to stick with it and continue to smash it. Continue to smash that stuff as much as I can. And hopefully, I'll see some translation into the bar, which I'm getting hints of it right now with the front squat. I almost hit 190. So I think we're heading in the right direction. So I'll just keep at it, man. Keep at it. Best I can do. If I'm at home with the gym, just keep at it. All right, guys. Appreciate you. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.